everybody. Bill in Richmond, Virginia. It's Wednesday night. I'm back at work, spending about an hour out in the garage, and I'm putting in the next piece of the blacktop. So you can see where the color changes at the railroad crossing. Also, I got in another crossing boards there, double lane end scale. Got that glued in place. Its color is a little different. I'll darken it up with a little bit of paint from the railroad tie brown from Model Master here after a while. I've got the asphalt laid. Same process. I laid it out with a marker to show where my road is. I used 50/50 dilute white glue, put a complete layer down, not brushed it on, but just completely put it down. It stays pretty much where you put it. Sifted on cinders, multiple layers of cinders, then sprayed it with isopropyl alcohol, and then added more glue to completely saturate it, and then added a final layer of cinders on top. Even though it's kind of hard to tell from this, I did try to dome it in the middle a little bit to make it look more like a road profile. End scale you really can't tell, but I know what I did because I can kind of see it from where I'm standing. But another segment of the video coming up a little later. So I'm out in the garage this afternoon. It is a lovely Saturday, and I've been making a bunch of these. What they are is craft pins that I have roughly cut in half, and then I've painted about 2/3 of what's left with white enamel. Nice and small. They look good. I'll show you what I'm using them for. All right, so what I'm doing today is I'm putting in a little post line. Track on this side, I've got the asphalt on this side, and I'll pan out on it in just a little bit, but the road is very, very close to the train track as well as to a ditch over here. And I've seen these in real life occasionally where tracks are very close to roads that have been widened over the years and they have some form of protection in between them. So what I did is I took about 1.5 inch long craft needles. I cut them in half and then painted roughly half of it, 3/4 of it with white enamel paint. Scale-wise, they are perfect for end scale use. So how I put them in, and again, I'm using pink foam board for the base, is I use a larger craft needle, a little bit thicker diameter, and I just sort of space out where I want the hole. And it takes a little bit of effort here and poke in. And again, this is just eyeballing, so nothing super precision about it, just kind of doing what looks like it would be natural. So I've got 4 holes in. Just kind of see the pins, find the first hole, put it in, second, third, and my eyes are not that great anymore, but I can still do this, so I'm a happy camper. And you can see they stick up. So then I just take a regular common nail, flat head, and just sort of push them down. And if they go too deep, not a big deal. I will pull them up a little bit, just to kind of get them where I want them. The bigger diameter on these makes the hole so that when you push it down, it does not peel off the enamel. If you use this, it would not work very well. It would just fall in and scrape the paint off, and then you're kind of out what you do. But by doing it that way, I've got a nice little end scale type post. And then video from another angle shows what I've got. And I still am waiting on some white markers so that I can put in some road lines, but that protects both vehicles and the train cars from colliding with each other. So I can run this in And now I've got a little separation that is pretty good for end scale. They don't have to look perfect. Nothing does in the real world. They get bumped, they get banged, and that's what they look like. All right, this will be the last segment of the video where I'm talking. Showing just a little progress from this side of the layout. Engine yard here. I did add another road. I did that yesterday. Coming in from this side. Because, you know, as you look, obviously no road on this side. I've got a lot, I've got vehicles in it, equipment marks and tracks, but then you go over here and no road that side, no road this way, no road over here. I needed some way to get into the service area. So what I opted for was to put in a one-lane access road. It comes in from off the layout, comes up, and you know, my turntable has this wonderful wood deck, and I have seen pictures where turntables have been used for vehicle traffic in and around engine terminals. And you know what? That's what's going on in my world, is roads coming in, and when they need to access the back end of the terminal area, you know what? The turntable goes here, and you've got a nice road that just brings you right over to a little ramp area and access. And that's what I'm gonna stick with as my story. But it does seem like it works out pretty well. And I have seen photographs of things like that in the real world, vehicles taking a ride on the turntable. So this is the engine terminal. Panning over, I haven't done a whole lot more this way. I've got the cooling tower in, little ramp in. Kind of see where the road left off that I did last week. The marks on here, I'm going to have a large gravel type lot on the back side of the engine house for parking, both for the railroad crew and the factories that are here. Concrete lot's going to be going over to those factories. There's going to be a gas station sitting right here. I've still got to make that kit. I have done a little bit more on the scenery just on the back side of the road up against the gully. I did that a couple of nights ago after going back to work. Keep moving up here. You can see where I put in the posts. Let me pull this out of the way. You can kind of see just how that looks. I'll put in some little signs at some point in the future, just, you know, road narrows and probably some marks on the road, excuse me, as well. You can see on this side how this looks. Put just a little bump out for equipment parking over there. This blacktop I added. You've seen that in the first part of the video. Truck stop sign, so there's that scene. Still coming over this way, a lot to do. Still got to make the buildings over here and figure out just how the track is going to look. I did make a small trestle off of a laser kit. I've got to paint that. I've opened this area up so that it fits in there pretty well. That'll be in an upcoming video. Likewise over there where it's curved, I ordered an old Atlas wood curved trestle kit off eBay, and I'm going to end up just using only pieces of it, but it'll fill that gap pretty nice. So next segment and last segment, let's run some trains.